UN calls reproductive rights foundation of equality for women and girls.
Here's a summary of the article.
The United Nations Secretary-General believes that women's rights are fundamental to pursuing gender equality, according to a spokesman who was speaking about the UN chief's response to the possible overturning of Roe v. Wade. When asked for a response to the news from the High Court, Farhan Haq, a spokesman for UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, refused to speculate what will happen in regard to the overturning of the landmark Supreme Court case. He did say that the UN chief believes that sexual and reproductive health and rights are foundational to women's equality and empowerment. The Secretary-General has long believed that sexual and reproductive health and rights are the foundation for lives of choice, empowerment and equality for the world's women and girls, Haq said at a press briefing, adding that, without the full participation of 50% of its population, the world would be the biggest loser. The spokesman added that Guterres has repeatedly noted a global push back on women's rights, saying it was essential to keep pursuing the matter. The remarks came after a Supreme Court draft opinion was leaked on Monday night indicating that the court was poised to overturn Roe v. Wade, the landmark 1973 Supreme Court case that established the right to an abortion. It came in response to a case the court was considering regarding a ban in Mississippi on virtually all abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy.
This post received a score of 17,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So since the year 2000, how many countries have passed laws restricting abortions? What kind of company is the US with? Poland last year.
Clandestine U.S. money made a huge influence on what Poland did.
Greater than UN calls reproductive rights, foundation of equality for women and girls. People have forgotten that Roe v. Wade isn't really about abortion. Prior to Roe, the state had the legal say over what an individual could and could not do with their own body. If Roe is overturned, that right will revert to the state. If China had the equivalent of Roe v. Wade, that policy could not have been put in effect. Greater than pro-lifers should be careful what they wish for. I'd wager a good amount of people that want it overturned have no idea what it entails, but the people up top know exactly what they want to do.
Do you have a link about what it really means if it gets overturned? I tried to look it up but I could not comprehend what it really is about. Edit. Never mind. Found an explanation a few comments down.
And they are absolutely right. Republicans hate women.
U.S. Supreme Court infiltrated by theocratic neo-Confederates says otherwise.
I think it's time for a constitutional convention for a new amendment to settle this and make abortion legal unless the amendment is repealed. I'm a Catholic who has conflicted feelings about the morality, but I live in the real world and believe that women should be able to make their own life choices. Not all women are in a position in their lives to have children, and the quality of their lives and those of their potential children must take priority. If there's a punishment for that in the end, I'll pay the price.
2/3 in the House and Senate isn't happening. 2/3 of states agreeing to a constitutional convention. That requires 3/4 of state legislatures to vote in favor. Knowing where the majorities lay in a majority of state legislatures, it isn't happening this way either. That's the reason why in near 50 years since the Roe v. Wade decision came down, it's never been codified federally. Best alternative that's been found so far is on the state level, adding the right to abortion to state constitutions.
It doesn't have to be an amendment, just a law. The votes were there in Obama's first term. He was even asked about it. They were worried that it would be too radical and cost them re-election or the midterms.
Laws can be overturned more easily than amendments.
Whoever leaked that draft is the real MVP. Why? It locks the court into this decision now. There was a pretty non-insignificant chance Roberts could have pulled one of the more conservative judges away from a full repeal.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.